Welcome, faraway friends. You have found yourself to Darkeport. We're doing the somewhat different thing today. So, welcome, friends. I'm glad you're here. We had a little delay on the session, so it'll be a bit short today, but we'll still pack in as much as we can, and I think it'll be fun. Caitlin, you had a few words from our illustrious sponsors.
Yes, we definitely want to thank both of our sponsors. First, Eldritch Foundry. I'm personally using Eldritch Foundry right now to make a special mini of my new character that you all met, Marlo, but they are great for helping you design and make something very specific that you have in mind. They have tons of options and really easy to use, so please check out Eldritch Foundry. And we also want to thank our other sponsor, Cantrip Candles. We are particularly interested in their new Deities and Patrons line, which plays a special role in this Daggerheart campaign. And they just all smell really freaking good. So check out Cantrip Candles as well.
Thank you, my dear. Shout out to our sister stream, Constructed Chaos, and their wonderful crew. Their
what
GM Alex.
Name.
Yeah.
Great name.
if you haven't watched their stream, Audrey, you should check it out. It's a lot of fun. Great vibe over there, and they're doing all kinds of different campaigns. They have their one long-running campaign, and then they did a part 2 on a murder mystery campaign last time, so it's a lot of different stuff to see and do. Plus Alex has like hundreds of videos on all kinds of classes and GM advice and whatnot. All right, speaking of the smell good candles, are we going to light the candle of tales? I think we have a slightly special way that we're going to do it today.
We do have a special way that we're going to do it today.
All right.
Through the power of will working. The candle of tales is lit.
Look at that. Well done. See, just it's coming back into the world.
Just, I like to be a method actress, so.
There you go. That's
as
some
method as it
dedication.
gets
That's
me
some
more.
damn dedication, right? Little pyrokinesis for your trouble.
No problem.
We gotta go get the stones first, dude.
All right, so, excuse me, we're going to pick up where the Haven Quartet, at least that's what I'm referring to in my notes. We'll see if y'all abhor the name, you can overthrow it. But
I like it.
You've been hoofing it now for a good while, and as you make your way through the truly ancient woods of the Sable Woods, you are seeing at pretty regular intervals, and you don't know, like you especially, Marla, you don't know how you forgot them, except the reckoning, that every football field or so length, about every 100 yards, you come along one of the ribs of these formerly well-protected roads. And you see that they had, to either side of the road, were potent rune wards that were there, that essentially kept the roads in communication with the towns, kept them well lit, discouraged, actually made impossible for non-thinking beasts to come onto the roads, and it even made violence difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. Of course, all of those rune wards are now inert, dark.
Does Marlo have any knowledge of what she could do to repair them?
You do in hermetic magic, which doesn't exist anymore.
The first one they come to, at least, she'll spend a few minutes just seeing if she can bring anything out of herself to try and figure out how to use her new primal magic to repair them.
Ooh, okay. I like that, actually. So you're not going through the old ways. You're actually...
I'm gonna see what I can do with my new stuff.
Mark, keep track. Mark down that you tried the one time on the rune wards. So you don't find anything immediately, but at the edge of your consciousness, there is something that dimly stirs. But this is something you're going to have to sit with.
Okay.
You do know, Caitlin, that it was the work of decades to make even just from Haven to Hush safe. This is a painstaking process. But when you've been in power for tens of thousands of years, you have enough time.
Marlo, tries to keep a really brave face as she is failing in front of these people that she doesn't know very well.
In front of these non-elves. Yeah. All right. How are the rest of y'all taking this as the memories? What memories are coming to you? I have a good idea with you, but you want to throw out some things that are going. Have you been to Hush before? Have you wanted to go to Hush?
Do we have a general direction? Because, like,
East.
assuming my people came from one direction, but I've been all around
You're
immediate city.
You're well traveled. If you want to, you can say that your homeland is to the east as well, because you're all are traveling east right now.
May I ask, what was the flow function of Hush? Was it rich in any kind of agriculture or
It was actually mainly, first and foremost, though, Audrey, it was rich in kindness and hospitality.
That's nice.
Hush is
I wanna live
famous.
there now.
Hush is famous for its open arms, and no one
like Newfoundland?
homelessness is unknown there because they have a central. I hesitate to call it a tavern. Because that has certain connotations to it, but they have a central gathering place that you can't, you're like trying to pull it up in your mind. You can't. Maybe Phineas been there many times.
Like a community house.
Yeah.
Or where you want to go where everyone knows your name?
Your character, probably so, yes. But it's kind of these bits and pieces as you're getting closer to it. You have these memories that are falling back into place, maybe of people that you've met there, adventures that you've had there, or even just quiet daily moments. Does that help, Melissa?
I'm going to say my character has probably been there
Okay.
on a previous trip to Haven.
Okay.
Where there was enough time where she would just kind of explore the immediate, the general immediate area. So
Okay.
within a day or two of just walking.
Yeah, no, it is. About the only thing that you're certain of is that you can get there in a day of walking. At some point, but
If you're heading in the right direction.
If you're heading in the right direction.
Fingers crossed.
Which, because of Varian's talent, you know that you're heading in the right direction, and you're grateful. I'm sure that talent of yours is still functioning.
I've kind of wondered, is it going to be one of those things where it just sort of, it was that way, and now it's moving, and now it's moving. Nothing that crazy?
So far,
okay.
So far, so good. If I'm feeling particularly sadistic, I may have you make a spellcast roll on it.
You?
But in the spirit of the game, these are supposed to be already, even at level 1, they're supposed to be pretty seasoned adventurers, who have seen some stuff. They're like, if it was D&D equivalent, to me, they feel more like level 3 or level 4 characters, honestly.
And he's a little wary of the fact that Finney's been in and around, and the people that Finney knows may see Finney as a traitor, or Finney's used to being independent, but now using following as a skill set. Have I betrayed the people who are the rogues, the misfits, the rebels? Will they think less of me if they notice me? Do I pretend not to know them? Because I don't want the people that I'm with to think I'm going to betray them upon entering my turf.
Who knows if they'll even remember you?
That's true. Do you know how long you were in Hush? Or
I definitely think Hush is a place where I'd meet up with someone who would go out and seek something for me, or a trade, as if you're kind of haggling with each other, but not like a merchant, but I have this. I remembered you needed this. Oh, well, I have this. But being on the same level of, we're there to help each other. We're all on the same page.
If anyone wants to, you can make a knowledge roll to try to pull more. If multiple people are going to do it, I'll go with the person with the highest knowledge, and then the other folks are going to roll as well. And you'll see. We may as well get a group roll in.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Who has the highest knowledge?
I'm at 0.
0.
0.
0, 0.
We're all tied.
We're all 0. Sweet.
Really?
Yeah.
Perfectly average.
Who wants to be
Excellent.
who wants to be the lead role?
Melissa said it first too. Melissa.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay,
Be the
so,
lead.
so you're going to be the lead role. So,
Volunteer you, sorry.
yeah, everyone go ahead and roll.
It is a 10 with hope.
10 with hope.
It is 15 with hope.
With hope. Okay.
Mine's a 15 with fear.
With fear. Okay.
That is an 8 with fear.
With fear. Okay. So that would be here's how it breaks down on group rolls. The lead is just, rolls as per usual. And that was with hope, yeah?
Yes.
So
Hope on this side. And
you
fear on
got
that side.
15 with hope.
I had set this one because all of you I think have been to Hush before and you are physically moving that direction right now. I set the difficulty pretty low at 10. So you are actually gave her a +1, you gave her a +1, you gave her a -1. So
+1.
that's a net of +1 for you. So you got a 10. So you actually got an 11.
Yeah, so that would be an 11.
Okay, so it takes a bit as you're like right on the cusp and the memories. Actually, that makes a lot of sense to me, Melissa, because you're the cartographer. So you're like really trying. It's really important to
Right,
you.
and we're not even that far out.
No.
So, yeah, she would be focusing on trying to remember closer, and then farther away, it would be like, I don't know how well this is going to work.
And if it's okay with y'all, unless you want to envision the scene going differently, I'm kind of picturing the characters unbidden just starting to chat about Hush.
Memories
Which
that we
seems natural
have
to me
and
because that's where
things.
that's where you're heading, and that kind of helps you. Variance, since you were a drag, you must. What is Varian doing that brings Zeph down a little bit, or is a little distracting, or kind of harshing the mellow?
I don't know, maybe he's just lost in the fact that the magics feel a little weird these days. I imagine that the spell or effect or whatever isn't new, but it's probably just different somehow.
It feels like a writhing eel
Yeah.
to you, as opposed to just a straight perfect line, the way
Right.
that it should be.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's there's no telling. I mean, maybe the distance between here and there, it doesn't feel like it's a clean thing anymore either. Like magics are probably disrupted. So maybe I'm thinking he's maybe just a little bit distracted by the changes and he's not used to it yet. That's the excuse we'll use.
Okay, so you can kind of sense some of your companions' unease, but the other two are just chatting away. This elf and this ribbit are chatting away with one another. So
Piecing with an elf.
Varian's just kind of grunting.
Well, we're traveling with one.
So you,
Not the barn.
let's see, you come to mind. What comes to mind is that you should be about in time for the first Moss Festival, and you have some good memories of that. There's been another spring where you've come through. It's the time when the new crops in the sunless farms have the first layer of moss growing upon them, meaning they're beginning to ripen for the season. And basically any agrarian society, there's going to be a celebration around that. The sunless farms, which is a nice, it's a celebration of the arrival of spring and of the abundance of fresh fruits and vegetables the town will soon have. There's a good-natured arm wrestling competition, a stone painting class, and a small marketplace full of homemade trinkets. And
Sounds cute.
yeah, and you're
This place sounds adorable.
Charming. Maybe we do all just live here now. No.
and you have, and so you're remembering laughing with your cousin as you compare and I'll let you decide who won, but one of you had really a god-awful stone that you painted that, you're trying to make a person, and it just looked totally, it looked like a bad Mr. Potato Head or something,
Yes.
And you hear Zeph maybe even chuckle a little bit to herself. Yeah. And as a sense of bonhomie and those good times rolls, you feel a warmth and you feel your spirit strengthened. So take a hope.
Ooh.
The sun, you hit high sun. Do you rest at all, or do you just want to press on? You're all of sound body, so you can keep walking if you want to. You can also stop for a brief meal.
Have we actually entered the woods yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're well in. You're well in now.
Thoughts?
You're on command, aren't you?
No.
We should keep the light as long as possible.
Okay, so you press.
We'll press on.
Yeah, you press on. All right, no, fair enough. A few more torches go by. The shadows begin to lengthen. The sun begins to catch that unearthly quality to it, or it's just beginning to. And soon you're going to see one of the quiet wonders of living around Haven, which are the sable woods at dusk. I mean, they're really striking, dangerous, but striking, and you're hoping that hush is closer. And unfortunately, Varian, unlike before, you haven't really been able to get a fix on how close you are. So distance direction has remained consistent, but distance to your target is not. That is
rubber banding
back and forth, yeah. And you're like, and you know what you're feeling is not correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's grumpy. Most of the day. These woods, they're not right. They're not right.
I think Zeph, as she's walking through these woods, would... Yeah, she's not exactly the biggest fan of magic, but she would honor the land if possible.
How so?
So, is there some way that she would know of or feel maybe she thinks is the right thing to do of, as they're traveling through the Sable Woods, honor the woods, or maybe before entering do some kind of like kneeling, and it would almost look like prayer, but it's not, of just like we just seek peaceful passage.
So maybe you knelt when you were at the threshold of the woods proper.
Right.
Okay. The other characters will make of that what they will. She doesn't explain herself. You haven't felt anything obvious. All of you, though, have felt it growing as you're getting farther and farther away from what passes as civilization these days. You are feeling an increasing pressure. You, specifically Marlo, would understand that it's a psychic pressure. To the other characters, it just feels like you want to pop your ears, but you can't. And it's getting more and more worse. It's irritating to you, in particular, Varian, because of the eel effect.
Can I roll to see the general vibe of the group, to see kind of if people are getting irritated or bothered by the pressure?
What's your your instinct is 2? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't need to roll on that.
Okay. Am I
roll?
sensing that it's like...
Yeah, it's him, Varian especially, because you know that the Qatari are quite grounded. You are loreborn, so you're well educated. You know that they're quite grounded in time and place, and distance and physical reality. So when he says that the woods aren't right, like, that probably has several layers of meaning to it.
Marlo's gonna sing a little song that she sang as a girl walking through the woods. It's like a common song among the elves, just like a happy kind of traveling tune, and she'll forget the words halfway through because we don't remember a bunch of stuff.
Remember, right.
She just starts making it up and hoping that nobody notices. That's kind of silly, but she's just hoping to lighten anybody's spirits a little bit because she doesn't want them to become disheartened by the weird pressure in the air.
I love that. Make a presence roll.
Picture my ears twitching a lot.
That's a 9 with hope.
Okay. So, you're a little off key. You stumble around, and although you at least are somewhat comforted by it, where no one else is. You don't know what the failure brings quite yet, but go ahead and take a hope.
Listen, guys, I'm doing my
Can I roll
best.
to assess how much they trust me? I don't know how much they're around rivets. Does this group trust me?
These three right now seem. What's your instinct?
0.
0. Yeah. These three right now seem amenable to you. The large tiger-looking bipedal tiger over there, you probably don't want to be hip checking him anytime soon. You see his ears twitching. They're twitching with vexation. You see the tail swishing back and forth.
Yeah.
and going along. But which of the characters do you know the best, Finny? Of the other 3 characters, do you know the best?
I've watched her the most.
Okay.
I relate to her the best. We have the most in common with him. So those are different kinds of knowing them.
Who are you standing the closest to? Okay. Who? I think.
I'm imagining Varian's probably out. At least a
A little bit ahead.
little bit ahead, just trying to sense things
Trying
out.
to get away from my song, from my singing, my beautiful voice.
I didn't say it.
Who has the highest instinct?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And does anyone have any talents about perception? Like I know there's one talent of I see it coming, but that's for Zeph, but that's for combat, like for when they're
Only
shooting
if I
at you.
have something because of the cartography.
Okay.
Is that the inventory?
I don't think I have anything
Yeah, it would be like
particular.
either experiences or even any of the abilities, basically to sense. I know you can sense magic, Marlo, but okay, that's fine. So you come.
We didn't actually talk about the experience stuff either.
In this, because you have to use hope to activate those, I'm going to be pretty lenient on them.
To spend
Yeah,
hope if
yeah.
you want to apply it.
So yeah, so that's going to be that's going to
its narrative relevance.
yeah, that's going to
Detrimental.
regulate itself pretty quickly. All right. It's funny because I'm doing a mix of GMing and then baby's first adventure here.
Yeah.
But there are some nice snippets. There definitely are some snippets I enjoy.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't. From just instinct type stuff, I don't think so.
Okay.
I do want to point out, just because of his background, I guess you could say, you find that Varian's actually moving very quietly. Just he's not even necessarily trying to sneak. He's just
Naturally quiet.
Just very naturally quiet.
Yeah. No, that would be second nature.
Does he wear shoes?
I don't
Or is it just
think so.
on the ground?
It's just pause.
Yeah. I think to Katari's shoes would feel, at least to
His digits are clawed too.
feline as you. Yeah. So you're hearing. I'm gonna let you keep riding off of that successful knowledge one, Melissa. So, the other characters are kind of like, it's a little sluggish and struggling to remember the names of these creatures as you're hearing the sounds associated with them. But the sound is actually bringing back memories and lessons about them. So you hear the bird calls of the lark moth, the croak of the lemur toads, the scattering of a family of foxbats in the underbrush going on.
This is Avatar: The Last Airbender. These combined animals.
Loving it.
No, oh my
gonna
god,
be a
like
little-
the names are all so fluid and
Fox
gorgeous.
Yes.
Lemur toad? Did you say lemur
I did. Lemur toads.
Where can I get these as a pet?
I know.
My brain is trying to mash those two together.
That hurts a little bit.
Right?
I feel like Finny.
right
I feel like Finny, as a young tadpole, had a lemur toad as a pet. I think that's the thing.
Why would I have a toad as a pet as a tadpole?
A lemur toad.
It's not just any toad. It's a lemur toad.
It's a lemur toad. So, you've noticed something unique about the looks of trees here in the Sablewood.
Uh-oh.
What is it,
More like a monkey.
Marlo? What is it?
Maybe they're not moving when like wind is blowing or something.
What is what?
Okay. Oh, no, I like that. That's
Something
pretty
strange
eerie.
about the trees.
Yeah. You've noticed something unique about the look of trees here in the Sablewood. What is it? I like that. So they're unresponsive. Is that a good way to?
Yeah.
Is that a good way to put it? Okay.
They're sleeping.
And that's that's about the
They're sleeping
time.
at dawn.
There's a slight bend in the trail, and you spot probably Varian. You see it first because you're a little bit ahead. You spot what looks like a ruined wagon.
Ominous.
You also see a creature, which you would know as a Strixwolf, and you think it's based on its ears and the colors of its wings. It's probably a female. So it's this large creature with the body of a wolf, the face of an owl, and large wings adorning its back.
Okay.
Biggie.
And you see it snouting around
Like a pig.
the inside of the remains of this ruined wagon, where one of the wheels has been shattered and it's tilted off. It's tilted off to the side.
Now I really want to use that instinct and see if I feel like it's a trap. Safe to approach, I guess.
Booby trapped.
Okay. Oh, this is so funny. Okay, so this is, I just love this is GM's first adventure. The Strixwolf is wary of your movement. Let's make our first roll to see how she reacts, even though it's like her 20th roll.
Our very first.
This will be
of
using your
many.
presence trait. So grab your duality dice and roll them, then add your presence. So so you were quick on that, or do you want to let somebody else approach?
I am not quick.
I don't want anyone to approach until I roll to get a sense of if it's dangerous.
Okay, so you okay? So
I'm not. Do you want me to go? Do you want me to go? They need you more than
my instinct.
I mean, Strixwolves are wild animals, so it could
They need you more than they need me. Do you want me to go?
We're all needed.
I'll circle a bit.
Careful.
She starts sniffing the air, looking at you, but you haven't seen, and you know you're having all of these things flash back now, Varian, where you know that the Strixwolf, if it makes direct eye contact with you, it's about to attack. So right now she's trying to decide if she likes the cut of your jib. Smelling, you see the nose is moist and healthy.
I would normally try to be upwind, but since we can't tell the trees are moving,
Nope.
With so many eyes on them, I'm keeping my eyes on the wagon. With so many eyes on the Strixwolf, I'm watching the wagon.
Okay.
I feel nervous.
So you're looking at Strixwolf, you're looking at Strixwolf, you're looking at wagon.
I am trying to move a little off,
You're moving up
a little off to the
bit off
side, just so that
Okay.
we're not all in one.
I'm paying a lot of attention now, and I'm going to slowly and quietly pull out my longsword. Just in case.
I have advantage to disarm a trap if you figure out what it
Good to
is.
know.
Finney, since it looks like you're the person who's going to be the face of the group, why don't you make a presence roll?
I also think.
So duality dice on the 2 die 12.
Wild animals usually don't
yeah, I
set
assume our
traps.
bows aren't normally strong, so
No.
I will
I've
take
got
the time to do so.
17 with hope.
With hope?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, no, that's a really good roll.
Very nice.
Told you, like, I nailed rolling 20s even when I wasn't playing.
Keep that
started
energy
rolling
going,
them.
please. And take a hope, right?
So, and yeah, you get a hope.
All right.
And as you come across, what are you doing that puts the Strixwolf, and you now see some pups at her talons. What are you doing that's putting her at ease?
I think Finney sits. Just sits. And smiles. And looks back to the people. And just kind of don't move. And just sits. To prove not to be... I believe that probably they've seen me before. And
Probably so.
maybe in and out of the shadows.
Probably so.
So whether I know them or not, I'm just sitting. Because I'm not doing anything to the mother. I don't want her to think that the
wings.
people that I'm with are...
Her wings
You're to hurt her.
slowly fold back onto her back, and instead of looking directly at you, she looks at the ground in front of you, and then takes the youngest, or they're all basically the same age, but takes the least mobile of the pups
The runt.
in her teeth, and then kind of calmly trots off like there isn't much to interest her inside of the wagon.
I haven't noticed anything weird about the wagon, right?
Do you want to get a little bit closer to see if there's some sort of magical residue?
I have my staff in hand, but I'll approach a little bit.
Okay.
So she took the runt, but the other pups are there, or just the one?
The other pups are energetic enough that they're following after her. And then you see maybe 5 pairs of yellow amber eyes staring out back at you and kind of out of the brush, a good distance off, watching and observing. Okay, so you're still off to the side. You strung your bow.
Yeah.
You're approaching the cart.
I'm gonna actually reach in if there's any food
Yeah.
that they would
Yeah,
eat.
you have plenty.
I'm gonna pull a little bit out.
Sure, you have some jerky. No
Be
problem.
ready to
toss it.
toss it.
Good idea.
Direction.
Okay.
If that's viable now, actually, maybe I will. I don't know if I've been spotted or not, but
Yeah, no, you could. She hasn't made any. She must have noted you at the beginning because you were a little bit ahead of the group, but she seems to be fixed on Finny in a good way.
okay, I'll wait.
You're welcome.
Because of the earlier failure and the singing, something happened. So normally this would be automatic, but you're going to have to make an instinct roll.
Oh, yay.
Sorry for singing, everybody.
All right.
Just
okay.
trying to help.
One of the interesting, wacky, but kind of cool things about Daggerheart is that literally every roll, like unless it's a reaction, has to impact the narrative somehow, which is kind of funny.
Gotta find ways to make this work.
That is going to be an 8 with hope.
With hope, okay. So you're feeling good about the world. You're feeling confident. You take another hope, and
And I suddenly start bleeding so much.
you're like, you know what? This isn't so bad. We got the Strix. We called the Strix Wolf. Surely we're close to Hush. It's going to be a lovely evening.
This wagon's probably full of food.
Yeah, this
I'm all
wagon.
optimistic.
You're hopeful.
Yeah, and in her head, she's like, this is a little uncharacteristic, but I think everything's going to go really well.
Great. I'm an optimist all of a sudden. That's so
I have a
nice.
good feeling about this.
You know what? So there's.
Good omen.
No, I think I'm going to go with mine. This is a good description, but I think we're going to go with mine.
Please. He's
Oh, no.
He's cackling. This
So
can't be good.
at the same time, you feel someone's hand dart inside underneath your cloak and try to snatch a pouch off of you, and you feel another little hand try to shove a dagger up in between your ribs.
A real reggie.
Rude.
That is pretty rude.
Excuse me?
So
Please don't say it's me. Please don't say it's me. Please don't say it's me.
No, you're over there
it's
trying
to attack.
Oh, no, I'm just
Calm
sitting,
down a-
no, I'm sitting on the ground. hoping-
I'm only gonna
Winged
let
wolf mama.
those two go though, because even though as written they would all get to go, because you guys were too alert for everything that's
You're welcome.
getting described to you.
We're watching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just you. And your evasion's 11.
10.
It's 10. Okay. At disadvantage because they're taking you off guard. So they did one of their grubby little paws. No, they're not Qatari, so not literally a paw, but one of their grubby little hands did get a hold of your pouch. Make whatever roll you think makes sense to you to maintain control of the pouch, as I assume you're like spinning and slashing probably.
Yeah, she would spin to prevent at least the dagger from going in.
But so yeah, sorry. So they're going to be two rolls here, and you're going to get to counterattack. But first, I want to see if they manage to snatch something off of you.
Okay. Probably agility.
All right, go ahead and make that roll then to maintain control. And looks like they have a...
With agility?
with agility, yeah.
That is going to be a 13 with fear.
Okay. Ooh, with fear.
Give him fear.
I get my action track. I get my little advocate.
Honestly, that's brilliant. Someone's totally gonna copy that idea. It's beautiful.
So these are going to be fear.
But I have something,
boy.
even when I fail a roll with fear, if I fail the roll,
I think you get hope, don't you?
I still get a hope.
You still get hope because you're resolute.
Call of the brave.
Because you're call of the brave. Because you're just so
you're
damn
so
brave.
hopeful.
Okay, so give yourself. No, it's strong.
That's amazing.
That's very strong.
So, like,
Did I fail or succeed?
You said 13 is what you got total.
Yeah.
13, yes.
Okay.
13.
Okay. This one, they just managed to snatch it out off of your side.
So I did fail.
You did fail. Yeah. You still
So
get
I get the hope.
You're hopefully gonna
You
get it
hoped,
back.
but you lost your pouch.
Did you? What did they just snatch?
I just had one. I've only marked down one handful of gold.
So you can have gold. Did they snatch? So that's fine if that's what they snatched.
They didn't snatch the water.
I was going to say, did they snatch
if
the water?
you're asking about that. So she would have a money pouch at the belt in the typical kind of spot.
Where thieves will go for
Right.
it.
And
Okay.
she probably divided her money in half. So only half of it's actually in that pouch and the other half is tucked away.
Okay. Where's
And
the
then
water?
the water is more in her pack.
Okay.
A little harder to get to.
So they're going to have to dig,
Yeah.
like under bedroll or whatever, to get to it. Okay. And then when the ambusher enters the scene without being spotted first, they may immediately move into melee range with the target and make an attack against them. On a success, they strike with their dagger and do a little bit more damage too. And the quote is, "They came out of nowhere, striking with a practiced confidence."
Not a practiced confidence.
Fortunately, that slides right off of your hardened leather. All right. I think even if I was going to be mean and gave them advantage for that. Okay. It still wasn't enough. All right. So yeah, you feel that slide off, and like I said, I think y'all were too alert for them to get this entire situation going.
Repeat, you're welcome. For the wrong reason. Right and wrong reasons.
So right now, you have. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and read off. This is so funny.
Can I ask where? Because this.
I'm about to put them.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
'cause
no, maybe that was
July-
your
Oh
question. Go
no!
ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I was asking about the stones that we're protecting, like where they are on.
Oh,
Because
She's got those.
Marlo, yeah, just
have a stone and she has the water.
the sending
yeah.
stone.
When you
yeah,
said the
that's a
pouch,
Marlo.
I forgot like who's carrying it. I thought.
Yeah,
I have the
I'm
sending
carrying a
stone.
Marlo has a sending
She's got a
stone,
box.
and then you have the memory water
Copy.
that may or may not be able to revive some stuff. All
Water
right.
that used to be magic.
Smart.
In a whirlwind of cracking branches and unsheathed blades, a group of 4 thistle folk jump out from the brush alongside the road. The overturned cart was an ambush. They stand before you, weapons drawn, blocking the road. I'm taking out the action tracker, and we're going to set up a battle map. Okay, they said they'll act first. We'll see. We'll actually see if they act first or not.
That's a good little guide.
No, it's good. They actually have something like that throughout the entire adventure, which is great. So I could have been, if I wasn't like okay to just kind of riff with y'all. They have a pretty evocative like step by step on what's going on with the travel and what the characters are doing and stuff like that. So it's pretty good.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm gonna say these critters
Not a monkey.
leap out. Yes, these are monkeys.
Are they humanoid though? Or
So
are these creatures?
The thistle folk look like some sort of twisted cousins to Finny.
Oh, okay.
Or are they like mean looking Groots?
Not mean Groot. Groot's too cute to be mean.
That's not a bad.
Mean looking baby toddler groups?
I can't hurt the green Groot.
That's not a bad one. So we have
He said you couldn't hurt them. Yeah, but then they stabbed me in the face. So
this getting
Gotta
attacked. Actually, no. It's going to be these two. These two on here, and then. So these are kind of like a pale green to their scaly skin, and then you have more of a golden green with this one.
Hazel.
Serrate. Okay, and the blade that they're using is a little different too. Okay. they're kind of chilling back here. All right, who's going first?
Is that the wagon that I'm standing in front of?
Yeah.
Because I had my eyes sharply on that sucker. I would have seen this guy pop out of there.
Crawling around, yes.
These things are pretty well known to be, I don't know, mischievous, if not outright.
It's interesting because as the Thistlefolk are climbing out, normally what you hear is, but now you're hearing, look, it's the tall ones, it's the tall ones. Yes. What? Why is she looking at me? It's not like they can understand us. And you realize that.
Oh, but we can.
Can.
Because to them, you're speaking in Thistlefolk.
Which I'm sure is totally blowing their minds. That's great.
Yeah, they.
No, I love that.
In fact, they may even just kind of be sitting around. Varian, I'm going to give you. Sounds like you're the most alert, so I'm going to give you either you or Marlo. I'm going to give you the first move.
Okay. That is Marlo back there.
I'm the
Marlo's
colorful
with the
one
staff.
here.
Oh, sorry. And that's Zeph.
Zeph.
Back that way.
Yeah.
Zeph here. That's a Finny, and that's a Varian.
Okay. I will knock, maybe even pull back my bow a bit, and try to do some sort of a presence to say, "Get away from her!"
Okay.
Intimidation type.
Go ahead and make an.
Since they don't expect us to be able to talk to them, that might freak them out.
Freak 'em out.
Go ahead and make a presence roll with advantage. Should work.
Nope, probably not. That's a total 5.
If
With hope or fear.
Actually, you know what? They're no. That's a
That's a
critical
crit.
success.
Okay, that's a crit.
Yeah. So I rolled 2 2s and then a 2 on the advantage die, but because they're the same, yay, critical
First,
success.
hey, that's our first crit.
All
That's
right,
our first
that-
crit of the
Very
campaign.
nice.
That's
you don't know
really
your
cool.
own strength,
You're
dude.
right.
Okay,
You were very intimidating.
It's still a -1.
that one.
It's okay.
Yeah. That one is like, ah! And he dives back under and is last seen crawling under the brush, disappearing behind this boulder, never to be seen again.
Adios.
And these, I get a hope, by the way, too. And these creatures, when you say that, they look up. It's one of the cats. It's one of the walking cats. Which they don't seem to like. And again, they're kind of, when you look over at them, their eyes are bulging because you can understand them. So they're still stunned. Who's next?
I'll go since you said it would have been either him or I going first. And seeing that.
So can I go?
Sorry.
Can Finny go?
Hold on a sec. So I'm gonna give these to you as action trackers.
All right.
So whenever you take an action, you give one of these to me. So let's pass this.
So yeah, I think as a group, we're gonna have to be a lot more, I don't know,
Take one, pass it up.
communicative as we
just take one? Or no?
no initiative.
Yeah.
We each take
I'm just kind of randomly
it's
giving.
Oh, we're just.
Oh, how many?
Oh, it's 4. Oh, sorry, I thought it was 1 each.
I'm just randomly giving you 4.
You can have
Because
another one.
you won't need more than that.
Are you sure you want to go?
I was just going because Angel said that either Justin or I character would go
Justin, throw
first.
that-
So to me, it follows
throw that
that I would
kitty.
go
right.
next.
Oh, nice shot.
So is it in terms of our order turn?
Okay, so you're next.
Well, we're not necessarily doing an order thing.
Yeah, you'll see. It's a little weird because there's not initiative, but I think it'll make sense.
Seeing that they were so easily intimidated, I'm going to try to cast a minor illusion to have a bit of flame go toward them and not even all the way to them, but see if that would scare them enough.
Do you want to go after the golden green one or the pale green? The 2 pale green ones that are on Zeph.
I'm going to go toward the 2 that are on Zeph to try and get them to at least back off of her.
Okay. How far is the minor illusion? Does it say?
It says that on a success I can just create anything that's no larger than myself. So I
But it
guess
is-
a line that's about my height going toward them.
But it doesn't give you a distance.
Oh,
Close, very close, anything like that.
within close range.
Close range.
So that's,
Are they close enough? Do I need to approach first?
Wow. Just for my own sanity. Let's see. It's basically
That's up to 30.
okay.
Up to 30
I'm
feet.
trying to remember the
So
range.
if you moved a little
very
bit
close,
Yeah.
close.
If you moved a little bit closer, you can get it. Yeah.
Okay. And so
Melee.
I'm gonna roll to see if
melee,
I can
very close,
shoot.
close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Did,
right.
before you roll, Caitlin, describe to me what how the flame branches out from your hands, etc. Like basically what they're going to see.
Sure. She's going to basically bring her hand up like this and then hold it out, and the flame will just burst straight from her hand and catch on the ground in a line toward them.
Okay.
I know where
Yeah. Make your spellcasting feat.
Just a D10, it says.
Oh, for minor illusion, I think that's your instinct.
Let's
Yeah.
roll with spellcast, and then it says 10 in parentheses.
Oh, difficulty 10. Is
Oh,
what
difficulty
you're-
10. So
is what
I'm
you're
just rolling
against.
for instinct.
Instinct,
then.
yep.
Okay, gotcha. Sweet. Okay. So that's a 23 with hope.
With hope. Wow. Okay. Take a hope.
Nice.
magic.
I got a 12 on that hope die.
So you even get a little. You even get the sound effect. You get the crackling. You get the scattering of the. You get the popping and scattering of twigs as they quote unquote ignite. How am I gonna run that? Okay, with advantage then. Make a presence. You know what? That's a 23. Yeah, that's fine.
Just give it to me.
Yeah, because they're already freaked out that you can understand them. All right, the one who stabbed and didn't do anything, that one does just take off. Yay! Never to be seen again until the next time that Thistlefolk attack you. Let me get an action. Boop. And the kitty. Thank you. All right, who would like to go next? Because it's gonna keep going until you guys fail or you roll with fear.
Yeah, I know I want to react to the one
You do,
right
yeah,
by me.
on you. And that was the
But
one.
that's not going to affect anybody else's.
That was the one that snatched.
And I would know that's from that side.
Yeah.
I would feel what side that is. But you wanted to
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see what.
I wanted because Finney sat down and made the others calmly go away. Finney wants to communicate with the other one who's still on,
With the one that's on Zeph right now?
Yes.
Okay.
and relay to not harm and tell us and inquire about the wagon if it is theirs or can we haggle with them if it's their life source?
How do you say it in character?
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
You came into the woods. I don't know how you can speak the real tongue, but you came into the woods. Everything in the woods is ours.
All of us don't remember anything, alright?
I know. We just know that the cat people are bad. They're scary.
It's your fault. Bury your teeth a little bit. I don't know.
He does.
To a little.
Do you really think that I would hang out with people like this if I was lying to you?
You're crazy. Ribbits are crazy. Everybody knows that.
What if this time I'm not? You just saw what happened. Do you want that to happen to you?
Make a presence. Make
I like
a
that
presence
you're
check.
doing the broken clock correct twice a day argument. It's like, what if I'm not this time?
Yeah, this time I'm nice.
It's like, do you want to live? Do you want to die?
Yeah, presence. Make a resisted roll.
Oh, I've got 17 with fear,
With fear.
but plus 1. So it's 18 with fear.
18 total? Okay.
18 with fear.
So I get an extra fear, and
I'm afraid you do.
see. Okay, so this one's eyes, especially as you finally shove off, you get your bearings and you're about to hack it. Let me get one of those.
My
Yeah,
action.
action. Yep. Boop. So, well, it has to be within melee range. Okay, so this one does back off some, and this one gets a glint in its eye. The green gold one rushes over towards Zeph. They just really love you. So I'm taking these 3. There are only 2 enemies on the field though, so there's still going to be one on the action tracker. So I'm basically activating both of them. Does that make sense? Yeah. So
The chicken attacks first.
Oh, I was going to say that is a chicken.
yeah, the chicken.
Not the chicken.
The chicken and the chicken and the chimp. So
And the frog.
This is a weird forest.
so there's a ripple around this thistle folk, and a distortion in the air, and then a green gold energy in a wave comes out and flies at Zeph.
What does this do to me?
And your friend is spending a fear, and they are gonna try to blast you with this wave. Boy, I am rolling
I should
like
have gone.
I think what it does to you is it makes you angry. They wouldn't like you when you're angry.
So mad.
yeah, no, okay. I'm rolling like
If I'm still in turn, can I heal her?
Hold on, we haven't even figured out what has actually
Yeah.
occurred.
What if I'm that afraid of something happening to you?
so. Now I appreciate that. So this wave comes blasting at you. How do you react? And it's maybe like yay wide and yay like a band. Like imagine like a really fat ribbon.
So like a fat slice.
Yeah.
She would want to dodge it.
Are you gonna try to duck really because they're so much shorter than you? You're gonna try
Yeah.
to jump over it. You're gonna try to spin to the side.
Well, is it coming at me at their height?
Yeah,
And they're like,
maybe 3 feet. How tall is your character? I don't think we.
5'8".
Okay. And pretty.
So she'd
damn
be able to
athletic.
jump over that.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Okay, so you hurdle it.
Mm-hmm.
You do. You successfully hurdle it because I'm rolling like dog mess.
Good.
You spring, which leads us naturally to your turn.
Yeah. Where do I land?
Oh.
Is the question.
Basically, right next to this thing. This one, by the way, did take off.
I'm just gonna consider that lost. It's gone.
Okay.
It's better than getting stabbed.
It's just a chicken now.
It's just some gold. Whatever.
Free protein.
So this one, yeah, it tried hurting me. I'm assuming that was meant to be painful. So I'm gonna hit it.
It didn't look friendly.
No.
Whatever that was.
I'm gonna make it think twice
Okay.
about doing things. So I'm actually going to hit it with my longsword, and I'm gonna go ahead and add one of my experience called hit them hard.
Hit them hard.
that sounds
All
really
right.
good to
That sounds about right.
I want to swat this thing into a tree.
Oh, dang.
I want to send it flying.
I'm slapping you straight into a tree.
Okay. You
So I spend a hope.
you spin. Yeah. Go ahead.
But I roll to hit first.
No. You spend. Oh. Yep.
Give you all the things. Wait.
I think it's creepy.
I hope you can
probably
just
should
chuck
go
back into the bank.
Yeah.
That way we can just keep reusing
I don't
them.
know.
I don't know. We're all trying to figure it
Angel
out.
just wants things in
No, I
his
do.
happy little
I do.
kitty.
I do. I'm greedy. I'm greedy for. I am greedy for things in this kitty. Believe me.
He wants them. We can tell.
All right.
So this?
What are you doing? So what is?
I'm rolling to attack.
What is in her experience that she's drawing on now? The hit him hard. Like this must be some sort of technique or some drill that she's done or something that she's calling on.
Yes. I mean, part of it is just the martial training
Sure.
of various heights of things. So she would have hit training dummies at different things, but she probably would have grown up training to fight against different sized creatures.
In this world, I had not thought about that, Melissa. That is a damn good point.
Because that's something
Yep.
they're going to run into.
Yep,
in all
absolutely.
different instances. So, you know,
Okay.
just same thing as dwarves would learn eventually how to hit knees.
So you have some.
She's taller, so she's got to learn how to swing
You've got
low like
some-
a bat. And
I'm thinking like a
With a low
golf.
kick, you squat.
Like teeing off on a golf ball or something
Right,
where you're
so
driving
she
it down the range.
She would kind of like flip over
You look
and
like a 9-iron
land
to me.
and spin around and then do this kind of
Yeah.
golf swing.
Okay.
And try to like shoot it up.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
And that is an 11 with fear.
Okay. +2? Or is that...
Oh, wait. Yeah, plus stuff. Plus
stuff.
Because you have a couple...
with the longsword, that's agility, so that's
Yes.
a +2.
Oh, wow.
So it's a
That's
13
agility.
with fear.
And then also hit them hard? Or did you already add that in?
And hit them hard. Yeah, so 14.
That just cuts it.
Oh, thank goodness.
I was like, because I was looking at the roll, I'm like, that can't be a total. Yeah.
Wait, no, yeah. Because +2 with the agility, +1 with hit 'em hard. 3 to 11, that's 14.
14 is what you needed. Okay. Crack!
Nicely
Go ahead and roll damage.
Damage is this one.
And it'll just...
Are we doing the extra pluses that I was asking about before we started?
Not for this adventure, no.
So I'm just doing the straight up longsword?
Yep.
That is a 5.
5. Just, okay. That's
Probably
at
didn't feel good for him.
Crack! That's at its minor threshold, so it took...
You slapped that chicken.
It took some... It's still
Didn't
fighting.
send it flying though.
So it kind of rocks, and this time it gives you a one-handed blast as it spins and throws that same ribbon at you again. So yeah, took the fear off, and this time you were a little more committed. Crack! It crashes into you, and it sends you flying. So I'm going to say you would kind of
I wanted to say and flying.
you had kind of traded places here.
Apparently.
And that's, yeah. All right, so that's going to be 11 incoming. Do you want to spend anything to mitigate, or are you fine with that?
Yeah, that's major damage, so that would be 2 hit points.
I think if you spend just one armor slot,
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 1 armor slot.
Okay.
You said that was 11?
Yeah, 11.
So I spend, that's armor.
And then that drops by 4. So you're now under your...
Yeah, so then I'll mark 1.
Okay. All right. So you take basically just get bashed as you fly back, and it can push you... Interesting, it doesn't have... I thought in one of the earlier ones it actually told you how far it was, but I'm not seeing it here. It used to be up to far range, but I'm going to say... So you basically do like a Winchester special where you get blasted and... It does not, however, target you well enough to slam you into the tree.
Good. That's good.
Okay.
Am I close enough to strike it?
You are next, although it's starting to run, so you're going to catch it just as...
Okay.
I'll take a shot
Yeah,
at it.
you get him from there.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's do this.
Shoot that chicken before it strikes again.
I mean, we need to eat.
You know what?
Yeah, add it to the rations, baby.
Put a little spice on this one,
Since
Justin.
we're doing this, actually, I want to use deadly aim.
Okay,
Make it sexy.
that's experience. Okay, yep.
It's yes, it's an experience.
Experience.
It's in a
That's
hope.
actually what it's called.
Right here. Throw it in the bank, baby.
All right, back in there. All right, that basically gives me
Plus
whatever the plus is on
plus
that. In
2?
this case, +2. In this.
Yeah, +2. Mm-hmm.
Nice, +2. Sweet.
All right, and that is not with advantage, but there we go. Ooh, that is a 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Wow. I think that would hit almost anything in the game. Okay.
Hope so.
So like game over.
This is why they don't like us.
They've clearly had some bad experiences with Qatari before. You're not sure, but you know maybe your fellows came in and cleaned out a bandit group or something. But anyway,
Shot the crap out of
you
that
drill it between the shoulder blades. Go
Is that
ahead
with
and roll.
hope or fear?
That is with hope.
With hope. Okay, so yeah, take your hope back.
So you
then.
gotta.
And that is a 6 on the damage.
Okay.
Unless there's anything else that gets added to that.
I don't think so, unless you're using another ability.
We're gonna get our own.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't
Take
say
it by
anything
stone.
obvious.
I know you have the entangling shot or whatever. You have a couple different
Yeah, I didn't do that though.
options, but okay. All right, it runs for its life.
Waddles away.
Into the thickets.
Well, I wasn't. Let's see. Yeah. Okay.
Keep going.
Into the thickets. All right.
Does it slow it down with a stick sticking out of its back?
I mean, it probably shortly. Yes.
Marlo will
think.
rush over to Zafina
Okay.
and offer a hand to help you up. Are you okay?
She'll look at you for like half a heartbeat before she switches her longsword in the other hand and takes her hand and gets up.
You've
I'm
never,
all right.
You've never seen that magic before. The Thistle folk didn't have that.
That was strange, like nothing I've ever seen. Did it hurt you?
You have some bruises. But
Nothing I can't handle.
I've never known the Thistle folk to attack in that way and use whatever that strange ability was.
It was a bit unexpected, yes.
Marion's gonna check, especially the way that it ran off, but kind of keep an eye on the perimeter to make sure we're not gonna get
Finney's going to
further jumped.
Finney's going to see Varian go one way, and then he's going to check the other way. So we have eyes on
Okay.
both sides.
Okay.
I kind of nod whether Vinny sees
good.
it or not.
Yeah.
just because it may not be top of mind for you, Audrey, because you're still new to these characters, if you were hell-bent, and in that situation, I'm not saying you should, but if you were hell-bent on pursuing someone because you can shadow step, you could have continued to dog that person. I don't think in that case you would get yourself separated from the group, but just remember that you basically have a shadow teleport.
Shadows. My shadows upper and the.
Yeah, so that shadow step, when you can spend a stress and you basically can step into one shadow and pop out at another shadow, which is brand new. That's only as 3 weeks ago. You could not do that before the Reckoning. Now you can. I don't even think these characters know that yet, that you can do that, because that was unknown
Something
before.
holy and creepy? No.
Definitely think Finney's wary of who knows Finney and who doesn't, and who they're betraying by helping other people. Also, the strength that you have, not thinking that you can handle, but also taken aback that everyone has forgotten everybody. My relationships with people, they maybe don't trust me anymore. So, Finney's a little lost.
No, Finney is not alone.
Right?
And mentally, emotionally.
All right, you
You should probably keep moving.
gather
As
yourselves.
long as you're all right.
There's a gruesome coda as you go past the wagon, and you see some poor trader, probably caught during the Reckoning, and where all of the rune wards just simultaneously hundreds of them just simultaneously collapsed. And he's been here long enough that the forest has begun to reclaim him already, and you see fungus and mushrooms growing up from him, beginning to dissolve him.
Yikes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, the growth is crazy, y'all. The sablewood is pushing hard. And, I mean, even this path, which normally would have been pristine, kept at bay by the magics, because that's yet one more thing that the rune wards did, was keep the growth at bay. That's already starting to erode, and the trees remember, so the very first thing that they're sending roots through and attempting to break are the old rune wards.
Makes sense.
And as trees go, it won't take very long. All right, you push hard, and let's see, how much am I going to change this? Well, at least this first part. The path leads you further into the forest until you spot a large stone pillar, carved top to bottom in ancient dwarven symbols, and elven probably here. This denotes one corner of the peaceful village of Hush, or at least the formerly peaceful village of Hush. When you pass beyond the stone marker, you feel a small sensation like the... Actually, I am going to read this, because this is what you should be feeling. Okay, so you get a sense of what the town should be. And all of you who have been to Hush before know, like, you're having this memory. Because you've literally stepped through here before. All right. When you pass beyond the stone marker, you feel a small sensation like the pop of a bubble. Then the sounds of friendly chatter become louder. Though the trees of the Sablewood are unchanged here, there's a distinctive, safe, and comforting air. A few smiling faces turn to you as your carriage rolls in, that's by carriage, waving or casting a warm greeting toward the party. There's lively music drifting your direction from the tavern at the center of town. So that's what it would have been. But instead, as you're walking in, the town isn't desolated, but you don't feel any particular comfort. You would know, by now probably all of you understand that there is no ward here around the town. There's nothing preventing Thistle folk or Anger Strixwolves or just run-of-the-mill bandits from walking in. And indeed, Hush doesn't have the personnel of Haven to keep the woods at bay. So you're seeing the encroachment aggressively starting in and the village already starting to shrink. There are a number of people who are wandering around looking lost. It's a lot more open here. There are elves here, but this has even more of a population of dwarves and others. So elves are careful to conceal their pain and to conceal the disorder. The dwarves just look, sundered from family overnight.
Are dwarves underborns?
A lot of them are, yeah. Not exclusively, but a lot of them are. You do spy a healthy group of you do spy a large group of elves. There you go. A large group of elves who immediately look out of place. They're kind of on the far side of the town square as you walk in. Their raiment is rich, vivid colors, not necessarily like ostentatious, but just very fine linen threads woven with gold and red going on. Marlo, you don't have to roll for this. You recognize the heraldry and the style of people who are from Ice's End, are from the capital. They're a long way from home, and they're huddled together. They may as well be huddled together like they're on a giant life raft, because they've just clumped together. You see some makeshift tents. The people of Hush have attempted to shelter them even in the midst of complete chaos. You see the massive tavern that I'll describe fully next time, but it's a sight to behold with 6 curving stories climbing the trunk of an ancient tree. So there's a massive tree, and for whatever reason, there was one tree of the Sablewood that decided it was just going to chill in the village and not fight with people. That's what they turned into the Clover Tavern. So as your characters successfully make your way through this first leg of your journey, you, Zeph, greedily look down at your map and you desperately want a chance to update it because you've been careful, you've been taking careful notes and measurements as you've gone along. So you can now map with a reasonable amount of field accuracy. All of your memories, you've now reclaimed the memories, or at least many of them, of Hush, which we'll talk about more next session. But as you're coming in, let me just write down kind of what the immediate, we'll leave it with what the immediate intentions are of your characters as you come in. So I'll start with you, Zeph.
First of all, quick question.
Sure.
Is the entire town of Hush surrounded by Sablewood, or is it on the other side?
That's
of
all.
Okay.
There is nowhere to run.
So we're still in Sablewood.
The Sablewood is massive.
Okay.
Just as a forest, it's the great forest of this world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it would take more than a day to get through.
Oh, so much longer.
Well, that's creepy.
No biggie.
No, they could be
biggie.
smothered. They're in danger of
It's dangerous,
potentially
yeah.
being smothered by the wood. Yeah.
Unless this one tree apparently holds out against
Unless this
all the
one,
others.
that's true.
It's a tree war.
It's a biggie.
So probably the first thing Zeph would want to do is, in her head, she knows what she's supposed to do, which is try to contact the leadership,
Right.
what's left of leadership of Hush,
Right.
and find out what the current situation is. aside from that, probably figure out where this group can relax for the night before it gets dark.
Okay.
So we're locating what's safe, and that can probably kind of roll together. So that's what she would want to do, is find the leadership of the town.
Okay. Vinny?
Then you would probably scout out, like find a high ground to see, since we're completely surrounded, acknowledging if it's on all sides evenly, or if one side's coming in more than another from the wood consuming you. Which is our better way to get out, like in that sense. But kind of keep watch overnight. Stay awake at night. Be the lookout, or the one in the crow's nest per se.
Sablewood. Okay. Varian?
So, not dissimilar from what Zeph is doing, maybe wanting to find the leadership of the town. I think we're going to have to figure out whether there's some plan specifically that the elves or the community can muster that can actually keep this stuff at bay. If not, we might actually need to talk to them about actually evacuating the town.
I actually was just running that through, and I'm like, yeah.
Maybe even escorting them back to Haven.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where my head was at.
So additionally, sort of a personal mission is to find the owner of the mother of the owner of the brooch that I have with me.
Ooh.
Thank you for remembering that. I had actually forgotten that. I have it in my notes, but it was out of my RAM. My ever diminishing RAM. Okay, and Marlo.
I definitely want to converse with the elves that we've noticed from the capital.
From Ice's End, yeah.
Find out what they know of that place. If they
look ragged.
If there's been any word about Kashtari, anything that they could tell me, and then speak to either someone at the tavern or the leadership to locate as quickly as possible the Whitefire Arcanist.
Okay.
But my thought process was the same as Justin's, that this town might need to just all follow us back.
Oh man, that's going to be some juicy RP when we get to that. Or forward, yeah.
I mean, you said it wasn't decimated, but maybe not where we came in. Maybe.
Mostly see what they want to do. Just give them the option.
And if they're practically refugees, people living in tents in the streets,
Well, they also, we can't save everybody. What if it keeps us from our mission?
Well, we're already here in the town right now.
Can't make them go, but I think
complete that part at least.
Even a middle of the road sort of solution is, we're going back. Anyone that wants to go
can follow us.
Can go.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, you can give them a copy of your map.
Yes.
Whoever their best scout is.
If they are capable and they've got enough fighters, and let them know, hey, we got ambushed.
Yeah. And tell them the creatures that we encountered on our way to warn them.
Yeah. Okay. That
for the chickens.
Unfortunately,
I'm just walking to town. Watch out for the chickens.
No, there's
as I said, we had an unavoidable late start today, and we have a hard stop today, far away friends, and we're right up against that. So, even though this was brief, hopefully this was interesting or at least mildly entertaining. And on the next session, we will delve into the village of Hush and the situation there, and see how the players they're already thinking laterally, which I love. So we're going to see how it all goes down and what's going on with the Whitefire Arcanist. Wow, I can't have words today.
It's okay, you're at happy hour at the tavern already.
So, thank you so much for your time and your care. We really appreciate it. And hopefully we see you back here next time as you're taking your own journey out there. Hopefully something a little bit less wild in the Sablewoods. Stay safe and stay curious.
Why limit your imagination? In the tabletop role-playing space, customization is everything, especially when it comes to your character. Whether you're a player, a painter, or a master of tales, your character is what matters most. Using high-quality, fully customizable miniatures, you can be built for battle with Eldritch Foundry.
Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to Constructed Chaos, a channel dedicated to all things D&D, including live play streams and podcasts, 3D printing, painting, crafting, homebrew content, and guides for players and dungeon masters alike. Join our Discord for even more special benefits, announcements, and free downloadable content. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.